Alrighty, this is King Philidor, back to take and give you our last series in the parts of rule number one, which is every check and every capture every time, regardless of what you think, whether they can take you or not, whether it makes sense or not, to see where everybody can and cannot go. So we're going to talk to you about a couple things that I'd like to take and share with you as part of your advancing lesson. Okay, so what are checks and captures all about? One is you were supposed to be decreasing your material sensitivity. Learn how to take and chase the king will teach you how to do all the other combinations, but learning how to chase material will not teach you how to chase the king. And what's the point of the game? So chasing the king will also teach you, if you learn how to trap him, why wouldn't you be learning how to trap everybody else? You know, these types of things can only be learned by being a good checkmater. They can't be learned by being a good piece chaser. Because the pieces you're chasing don't have to run. The strongest moves you can make are when you start taking and turning these pieces that don't have to run into running pieces, and that's where we're trying to get you to. So the shortest combination you can do is a black, white, black, white, black, or a white, black, white, black, white. Here we have three checks. We got one check with the queen, one check with the rook, and another check with the bishop. So here, what I mean by a black, white, black, white, black is that's a move for black, a move for white, a move for black, and a move for white. Now, you've been thinking that all these great chess masters and all that kind of stuff like that see 8, 9, 10 moves ahead. No, they don't. That is a not truism. What they're doing is they're looking at a white, black, white, black, white, or a black, white, black, white, black, like I'm showing you here. Or sometimes it's a white, black, white, black, white, black, white, or a black, white, black, white, black, white, black. But still, they're only looking 2.5 or 3.5 moves ahead until they have a position that they can absolutely 100% visualize, causes them no harm or damage, and then they're ready to play on from there. Remember, these guys, when you get to these super grand masters and everything, they can be satisfied with getting a draw from each other because it's not going to cost them any points. You know, us mere mortals, you know, our point differences when we go to tournaments are much greater. So, you know, wins and losses have a much greater value. But here, we've got queen takes, knight has to come back, queen takes knight. That's one checkmate. Believe it or not, guess how many is going to be in here? About 20. Yes, I said 20. Okay. So you come back here, and that's mate. That's 2. If you decide to go the really slow way, which you shouldn't, and that's check, and then they go here, check, and then you go here, that's 3. There's so many checkmates in here, I lose count. But what I can tell you is, in this position, from the very start, if you make a move that's not check, it's not going to lead to checkmate. And it doesn't matter whether or not the combination is 6 moves, 7 moves, 8 moves, or even 9 moves long. Yes, there are 9 move mates in here. So all of those lead to the king being killed. So I think my friend better take. He better take. That's not going to save his life. Got 1, 2, 3 checks. Now you're going, oh man, my queen's gone. All the minor pieces are gone. Come on, dude. How many checkmates can there be? Watch. So here we go. Check. Let's say the king decides to go back. Well, there's number 4. He can't go back. Alright, so let's say he decides to go up. So that's check. And let's say he said, oh no, I'm not going up into this storm. I see the bishop can come back, the bishop can come back. Once I get up here, I'll never be able to oh no. I'm going back here. Well, how many checks do you have? Now, if you're sitting there going, well, I got 1, I got 2, and I've had people say 2 to me, and I just kind of laugh at them because there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Come on, you ought to be able to count the checks by now. And discover checks are extremely powerful. So we're going to go back up here, and if the king goes back down, there's number 5. Can't go back down. We've just been through that. Okay, if he comes up, then that's going to be check. Uh-oh, diagonal's cut off. We got to go here. Go here. He goes here. And mate. That's 6. 6 of them. Okay. We'll put them right back here. Whoa! How'd you get back there? Excuse me 1 second. The king will be back. Whoo! I found it. Okay. All right. Here we go. So, all right. So now we're going to take and find out what happens if we go here. Well, uh-oh. Man, how do we pursue this? How do I protect my knight? Well, let's just say we don't have to protect the knight. Let's go here, check. If he goes here, let's see, I'm losing count, but isn't that 6? All right? And then if he goes here, isn't that 7? And then and you say, well, hold on, you didn't go here. Okay? So that's going to be check. Goes here. Goes here, check. Goes here. That's going to be 8, right? And of course, if we don't like going in that direction, I know some of you caught me, we can always go back. That makes 9. But that's not even the total of all the checks that we got and the checkmates. Let's put the king back down here again. Go back to where our check was and have him move up here. And let's see, it was every check and every capture every time, right? So what about the checks with the bishop? Now I know you're going, hold on, dude. Wait a minute. You forgot about your rotation. How about the checks with the rook first? So we're going to check with the rook. So he's either got to go this way or got to go that way. If he goes that way, and checkmate. So is that 9 or 10? I'm losing count. So I'm gonna let you count them I'm gonna let you count them from here on out. But let's say he goes here. So I ain't taking that. I see what happens with that. It doesn't matter whether you want to go there or not. You're going somewhere you don't want to go. Mate. Or mate. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's just go back here and have him go ahead and take the knight. When he takes the knight, then we go here, check. He goes back here, we go here, check. He goes up here, and we go here, check. It's not going to be a nice day for white, no matter what happens in this position. And every single move is a what? That's right, it's a check. We even had some more fun if they decide to really give us a hard way to go. When we came here and the bishop comes down, now we got more fun. If the king goes here, now we're talking about multi-sacrifice and sacrifices. Now you're going to sacrifice 2 more pieces. Rook takes. Pawn takes. Bishop comes up. Check. King has to take the knight. Pawn comes up again. King goes down. Mate. This position never stops giving. And one of the most instructional things about the whole position is it's showing you the power of the minor pieces. It's showing you how little material that you actually need to checkmate a king. And it's going to desensitize you to thinking you have to keep all your stuff to kill somebody. You know, if you take in, if you play back here and they take this right away, it's still the same idea. You need to vacate this square so that your bishop will be able to take it, come down and deliver the check. Mate. So let's see. We can go here, check. And if he goes back here like this, Then we go here, check. They take, and that's mate. Notice how if you continue to take and study these types of examples, it'll show you how you can switch moves around and still be able to accomplish the same thing once you know where they can and cannot go. So, of course, if the king decides to go here, we've already had fun with that example. But here you have the other way you were able to take and chase them off with the pawns. And now the whole process starts all over again. When they go here to stop your check. And now you go here. And you still got every other checkmate you had virtually, except for the ones that involve G6, because now they'll be able to play bishop takes, you play pawn takes, and the king will take, and you won't have your checkmate. So let's take and cover just a little bit of what's going on here and how you've got to start looking at the board. Now I'll tell people what to do, but sometimes it takes them a long time to quote unquote get on board with me. They like to watch the videos. They like to see the fascinating things. They love what I'm talking about, but trying to get the action out of them is like pulling teeth. And I want you to take and, if you get a chance, visit our website. We're at www.richmondchessinitiative.wordpress.com. One of the things that we do have going on is we have a money-back guarantee for how fast we make you good. In recent months, we've had a third grader that we brought up at 1,132 points off of just 65 games. When you look at Scholastic Chess, somebody averaging 15 points a game is a little unusual, to say the least. But you'll figure all that out. But two things I want you to do. Two things I want you to do for King Philidor, okay, is one, is write down the square it's at and the square it's going to. What this does is it helps imprint the board on your brain. In other words, just imagine for a second you're sitting in the dark and there's a chessboard there. And I say B6. And the square lights up. Well, there's a haze around all the other squares around it. And if I say B6 to F2, there's a little light on this one and a haze all around it. A little light on this one and a haze all around it. A little light on this one and a haze all around it. And a big light on this one, because that's where it landed, and a haze all around it. If your brain gets a chance to not only watch the move and watch the trip, and you write down your move before you make it, which is allowed in the United States but not allowed internationally, you're going to start being able to catch yourself making mistakes. You're going to put this whole board up in your head, because once you write down enough of the coordinates, isn't the whole board going to be lit? And if you're writing down how the pieces move, instead of just writing down the square it's landing on, going Queen F2, check. No. You write down B6 to F2 so your brain can get used to moving these things around. And that way you can move the pieces all you want to without moving the pieces. That's what this is all about, right? That's what being a good chess player is all about. So please give me some feedback. Let me know how this is helping you. I need to know if this is helping you. Tell me if it's helping you. Now what we're going to do is, we gave you something complicated last time. We moved on to this. Checkmate drills ought to take and make you strong. Next time we show up, we're going to blow your mind even more. All right, so thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.